Good afternoon, everyone. It's a great pleasure for me to present my paper before you all. And the title of my paper is Kani's Urmila: A Relevant Feminist Myth Creation. So please change the slide. Introduction. The epics, the Ramayana and the Mahabharata, have been an integral part of Indian cultural tradition since centuries. They have been told and reinterpreted several times and handed down from one generation to another. The Ramayana is based on the morals such as the triumph of goodness over evil, obedience, brotherhood, love, compassion, sacrifice, and these all looped into the thread of Indian culture tradition with an emphasis on the value of dharma. However, there are some female characters that have been left on the margin this epic and have been portrayed as upholders of male honor. They are devoid of the proper attention for their roles and sacrifices they deserve. Kavita Kane, in her novel Sita's Sister, has revisited the Ramayana from the daring and unwavering Urmila's perspective. She is a marginalized character who has never received the responsiveness she is worthy of. This present paper studies the contemporary relevance of Sita's sister from feminist revisionist making point of view. So please change the slide. The novelist Kavita Kane, an Indian writer, she is well known for her mythology fiction writing. She has written six books on the genre of mythology fiction and has grasped the attention of the readers through her analytical depiction of minor female characters of the Ramayana and Mahabharata. The readers of these epics are represented with the noticeable female protagonists such as Sita, Draupadi, Kunti, and so on. Kavita Khane's novels such as Sita's Sister, Lanka's Princess, and Ahilya's Awakening, these three novels are the retellings of the Ramayana from the perspective of minor female characters. Next slide. Sita's Sister. I have taken this novel for the research. This novel, Sita's Sister, is the retelling of the Ramayana for the unsung character Urmila's perspective. It is based on the presentation of her quest for her identity and exploration of the self. Here, she raises her voice against male dominance and injustice done to other female characters. This novel is a relevance. This novel has a relevance to contemporary issues from a feminist perspective. To change the slide. Feminist revisionist mythology. I have taken this framework. The retellings of Kavita Kane is based on the concept of feminist revisionist mythology that engages with the earlier written narratives like myths, stories, poems, fairy tales, and so on, where women have been kept on the periphery. It plays a significant role by putting forward wide variety of contemporary female experiences by challenging the patriarchal narratives. Rich considers revision as an essential activity. He says, revision the act. Rich, Rich says, revision, the act of looking back, seeing with fresh eyes, of entering an old text from a new critical direction, is for women more than a chapter in cultural history. It is an act of survival. The another critic in her article writes the themes of language, women poets and revisionist myth making. In this article, Ostriker says feminist revisionist mythology is the challenge to and corrections of gender stereotypes embodied in myth. So please change the slide. Ostriker further suggests that revisionist myth making is an effective strategy to redefine female identity and to make corrections to constructed images of what women have collectively and historically suffered. Simone de Beauvoir was also conscious about the negligence of women in myths. She explained, few myths have been more advantageous to the ruling class than the myth of women. It justifies all privileges and even authorizes their abuse. Interpreting it from the point of view of feminist criticism, Tyson expresses it that it examines the ways in which literature and the other cultural protections reinforces or undermines the economical, political, social, psychological operations of women. So please change the slide. Marginality of Urmila. Kavita Kane in her novel Sita's Sister has unfurled the suppressed personality and feminine sensibility of marginal female figures of the Ramayana. She portrays Urmila as energetically alive in terms of sentiments, working, and feeling. She has placed on the center stage and this story has been revised from her point of view. One can notice that in Valmiki's Ramayana, she remains unhighlighted on the periphery. Her greatness, support, sacrifice have been overlooked and lost in between the lines of the epic. Through her revisionist myth-making technique, Kavita Kane has portrayed Urmila's character with a well-built feminine identity who takes bold stands in the male-dominated society. For supporting this statement, Devi in her research paper writes, she is left unnoticed in the mythology except for the term Urmila Nidra, which refers to the 14 years long sleep of her in order to fulfill her husband's vow to guard Ram and Sita day and night during their 14 years exile in the forest of Nandaka. Moreover, in killing of Meghna, the son of demon king Ravan of Lanka, Urmila's name gets mentioned. The story also states that Meghnad could be killed by only a man who has not slept for 14 years. And since Urmila shares her husband's sleep, evidently Lakshman kills Meghna. Hence, it is clear that Urmila is given a passive role in the epic. As a prime role, Sita eclipses her, her sister Sita's role. As in the original version of Ramayana, we can see it. And the premarital royal dignity of Urmila has also been sidelined in the earlier version of Ramayana. The myth unfolds that Urmila was the biological daughter of King Janak and Queen Sunena of Mithila. When Sita was the adopted one tilled out of the earth, Urmila was denied the pedestal that was hers, in spite of being the biological daughter of Janak and sole inheritor of his name. Sita was referred to as Janki, Janak's daughter means, not Urmila. Kani writes in her novel Sita's Sister that Sita had been hailed as Janki, Janak's daughter, and when it was Urmila who was his daughter and the sole proprietor of that name, Sita was Maithili, the princess of Mithila, when it was Urmila who should have been crowned with that title. Please change the slide. Urmila's liberated identity. Karnik has portrayed Urmila as an independent and loyal woman who is not only confident and graceful but also passionate and ambitious. These, these her traits bring her very close to the contemporary modern woman. They are the combination of Western emancipation and Indian warmth, compassion, family values, and traditions. Urmila is a perfect blend of compassion and aggression. She has soft corner for all the victims and fury for the authority who attempts to do anything wrong. She raises her voice against the wrong, but not only she raises her voice against the wrong, but also for other female characters like Shruti, Kirti, and Sita, she never feels hesitated in raising her voice for them. The modern Indian woman has the balance of being able to show a soft and supportive side, while at the same time demonstrating strength. She is she means Urmila is resilient. She knows what she wants and speaks her mind boldly. Kani has characterized Urmila as a modern Indian woman in the contemporary society, who is bold, outspoken, dutiful, caring wife, learned scholar, a good Indian daughter-in-law, and a good administrator. She has all the traits of a modern Indian woman. Sika, a famous critic, in her paper writes, it is Urmila who comes out as the most influencing character, outspoken yet respectful, headstrong yet calm, strong in the face of adversity, a learned scholar, with an ability to forgive, forget, and look at the bigger picture, the tapasvi who have achieved understanding. The another critic, Veena, in her paper writes, Her intellectual pursuits, her vehement questioning the patriarchal power structure, her active participation in the affairs of the state, her resistance, her role as an anchor, keeping the family together during the exile, all these clearly indicate that Urmila breaks into the male vessel. The another point, like Sita, she also follows the Patni Dharma, but without compromising her identity. As in the original version of the Ramayana, as Valmiki's Ramayana, we all know that all the characters are usually are very famous for their dharmahood. As Ram is famous for his following his putra dharma, and Sita is known as a epitome of womanhood because she follows her Patni Dharma. But what about Urmila? She also follows her Patni Dharma and sacrifices her happiness and welcomes pain for all. One often wonders why there is so little said about the brave and self-sacrificing wife of Lakshmana, who upheld Dharma as much as Ram did. If Ram went on exile to fulfill the promise given by his father to Kaikeyi, citing it to his dharma to fulfill his father's wishes, Urmila exiled herself in the palace so that Lakshman could fulfill his promise of always protecting his brother. So please change the slide. Relevance to contemporary Indian women. Urmila is the one who is Sita's confidence. It is because of Urmila's courage, self-confidence, and supporting nature her sisters took upon her for begging. She always remained a positive catalyst in their life. After falling in love with Ram, when Sita gets anxious about the fate of the swayamvar, Urma reassures Sita that he would be the one who will break the womb and win her over and get married. Urmila's such words help Sita in getting calm down. Urma believes in intellectual upbringing of men and women alike. She is well educated, well versed in Vedas and Upanishads, politics, music, art, and literature like a modern Indian woman, which resembles her to the contemporary Indian woman. She provides an effective contribution in managing and the administrative and political affairs of Ayodhya in the absence of Ram, Lakshman, and Bharat. When Ram, Lakshman, and Sita were on the exile period, and Bharat decided to spend her time in Nandigram. And, and each and everyone recognizes Urmila.
मैम आप म्यूट हो गए मैम प्लीज अनम्यूट योरसेल्फ
Sir, am I audible now?
या नो प्रॉब्लम
I'm so sorry, sir. Yeah. Urmila has independent attitude. Her return to new challenging environment. Akin to contemporary Indian women, adaptability to new and challenging environment can also be observed in Urmila's nature. Although it is a challenge for Urmila to adapt to a new environment of patriarchy written in Ayodhya, she fulfills all the dharmas of a housewife of the royal family. She respects one and all. But when she finds something wrong done to her and others in the palace, she never hesitates to question the authority. She believes, Urmila truly believes in the equality of sexes. She is the one who strongly supports the reciprocity between a wife and a husband. She audaciously criticizes the prevailing male dominance in the all type of social affairs. Sir, please change the slide. Yeah, thank you, sir. If one observes the tendencies of a contemporary professional Indian woman, one can find Kane's Urmila going very close to them. Urmila questions not only the patriarchal dominance in the Indian society, but also the hypocrisy of the ethics of a woman's dharma. It is about the duties of a wife, but not that of a husband. It is about the duties of a son for his father, but not towards his mother. What kind of putra dharma is it to follow a father's command at the cost of abandoning his widowed mother behind him. The novel Sita's wife, this novel, Sita's sister, is a frank and direct challenge to such injustices shown in the traditional version of Ramayana. While the mythical silent Urmila has been presented as the torchbearer of women emancipation, through the postmodern practice of feminist revisionist mythology, Kavita Kani has depicted Urmila as a woman who negotiates her way through circumstances to get what she wants rather than be pacifized as one who makes sacrifices. Kani has given voice to this muted character, and she is intelligent, assertive, critical, sensitive, passionate, straightforward, prudent, duty-bound, headstrong, understanding, smart, easily identifiable by a modern Indian professional woman, and her these quality resembles her to the contemporary Indian women in the society. So please change the slide. So these are the references which I have used in my research paper. Thank you very much.